It's Paydae, baby, and this is the recap for Chelsea versus Manchester City. And as you already know, once again, Chelsea have gotten City's number. Okay, so this match, let's start with the lineups. We had Robert, Bronze, Mace, Greenwood, Stokes, Stanway, Weir, Park, Hip, and Shaw in the starting lineup for City. For Chelsea's lineup, we had Berger, Norman, Bright, Engel, Carter, Wrightson, Fleming, Kerr, Cuttenberg, Harder, and Anderson. And this looked like the same lineup I was pretty used to seeing Chelsea in. Besides Fran Kirby, she was missing. She was the only one that was pretty much missing. And then with City, this was the same lineup we saw versus, I think, Tottenham. And this match was off jump. Chelsea were very aggressive. Of course, they're playing at Chelsea's home, so Chelsea were very aggressive. They were just always swarming City. And for me, I was saying after I started watching the game, this was a type of, you would want to have Losada in the midfield just to have more the stability that she brings in the midfield, because you had Caroline, she just come back, and you had George Stanway here, and Walsh, and we saw in the whole first half and just very closely towards the maybe 35 minutes, 33 minutes until the second half, City were not able to find their players in the midfield, and it was very frustrating because I seen Caroline more of an attacking threat. I mean, she was more of an attacker instead of, dropping back a little bit more to find space. We saw a lot of play come from Alex as usual. It was a lot of football from Ruby Mace as well. And she had a tough match. That girl Ruby had a tough match, even though she had a great game too. But it was a tough match. She was being attacked at all angles, but she did her best. Everyone did a great job. It was only 1-0. There was ups and flows of the match. I wish City ended up getting an equalizer at the end. I thought maybe they would get one. There's just Chelsea's defense was just so, they kept getting in front of the ball. And I have to give it to Carter, man. She had a phenomenal match. Everyone had a phenomenal match for Chelsea. Wrightson ended up getting the goal, and it was Carter's cross that came into the box, and it was a great header. I'll show you. It was a fantastic goal. I have to credit Chelsea. I was like, I'll credit anybody when I see. We have to do. It was just good football, okay? And I was impressed because Carter had a tough match. She's a very physical player, and she did a stellar job today for Chelsea. Everyone did a stellar job for Chelsea. Cuttenberg Aaron was always aggressive. I call her, she's like a bulldozer in the midfield, and that's why I felt City lacked. They didn't match Chelsea's urgency, and every time I saw them getting the ball, it was kind of like slow down. They wanted to slow the tempo, and I felt like that punished them. I felt like because they kept slowing down their pace, they limited their opportunities of catching Chelsea on the counter, and they kept slowing everything down. So when you slow the game down, you give your opponents more time to think, and you give Chelsea more time to become more defensively solid. And that's what I saw of most of the matches. So many back passes, lazy passes, especially those passes right in the middle, and for some reason he was having Bronze play more in the midfield, and then we saw a lot more. Demi was getting wide, and it was kind of like a back two with Ruby Mason and Alex Greenwood at sometimes. And I was like, yo, this is dangerous. Chelsea were scrappy in the first half, and they were getting to the ball first, and they had more urgency, they had more hunger. When it came to the midfield, they killed City in the midfield. And of course, like I said, City of course, the second half was a better half for City. City only had 2 shots in the first half. Chelsea had 8. And you're not going to win games with only 2 shots, fam. And I actually didn't get to look at the final stats for everyone. Let me go through real quick and look at the final stats. for everything, because City did eventually pile on, but it just wasn't enough. And there were some penalty scares. I thought Chelsea were going to get some penalties and punish City. And just the finishing wasn't there because all the Chelsea defenders were in front of the ball. It was a really good game for Chelsea if you're a Chelsea supporter. Sheesh. I'm just like, oh man, come on, fam. Boo-boo. For some reason my phone all yanked up real quick. But I think we're live, right? We're doing well. Let me see something. Come on. It says I'm live. Maybe not. What's going on here? Are we live? Yeah, I think I'm live. Okay, I'm live. All right, we're live. I wasn't too sure. I'm trying to get these stats. Okay, we're good. And I'm gonna show you some of the gameplay that we got. If I can get these Manchester City line up. Man, what the fuck? Everything all flunked out right now. They don't want to show me the I guess I'll have to do it on my laptop. I'm gonna do it right here. Oh my goodness. The end results. All right. So at the end of the match, it ended up being 11 shots for Chelsea, 11 shots for City, 4 on target for Chelsea, 3 on target for City. And City apparently had more possession because in the second half, they were maintaining possession. Chelsea, but Chelsea did in a way. They brought up, Kerr harder eventually. And City were dominating a little bit more the ball, but it's like they couldn't break through Chelsea's wall. They couldn't get over that hump. And when in the second half it was a much better half for City, but in the first half I was just disappointed, and I can't believe they only lost by a goal. It's kind of heartbreaking because City had such a better, I would say, City had a better match. They had a better match. City had a better match when it came to the game. And let me see something real quick. So here's Wrighton's goal. Where's she at? And it was the only goal. I was just heartbroken. I was heartbroken. And it was like 2 heartbreaks in a row. I know City had, like, when we watched City and Tottenham was just, it was okay. It wasn't really a challenge. And I was like, City really had to get in the momentum and get in the rhythm of knowing that Chelsea is not going to be this type of way. Chelsea's not going to perform this type of way. And I feel like the Tottenham match was not a good setup for City because we didn't really see, they scored 3 goals against Tottenham, and it was just still not it was a good performance. Of course, they got a clean sheet and they got the win and they're going to the final, but it still wasn't, Tottenham really didn't challenge City as much. And I think we're about to come up on the goal here soon. Yes, right here. And then Carter and Caroline Weaver's right here. And there was bodies in the box, but Wrighton gets right over Alex Greenwood right there. And that was the only goal. I couldn't believe it. I was actually surprised Chelsea didn't score more because they slightly had some more opportunities. But City made, I know Lucy Bronze had a massive slide tackle, right? Roberg made it was a great defensive match for both teams. And that's something I have to give credit to both teams. They're very defensive. And they played their cards right, and it ended up being 1-goal game, and that was it. And, you know, Wrightson just got hurt on the flip side. And so that was really well. And I didn't get to write down any of some of the important moments but I couldn't believe that was it. Couldn't believe that was it. And I don't really have anything else to say. I really don't have anything else to say because you can watch. You're gonna have to watch my commentary. Honestly, you're really gonna have to watch my commentary and listen to my thoughts because that is what it is. You know, it is what it is. They had a good game, and now City. Well, I was talking about City in the live. They have big matches, and like I was saying, when we started this match, Manchester City had 20. They were in 5th place with 20 points, and Chelsea were in 2nd place with 25 points. So even a win against Chelsea, they would have brought them closer. But Arsenal are sitting with 30 points right now, and even United have 25 points. So these next matches for City against United, I know one's in the league, one's in the a cup match, but these next matches are very vital for City to get into the Champions League. And it's unfortunate. I'm commentating another match where Chelsea has beat City, and I don't know, either Taylor just can't figure out how to beat Emma Hayes. And so this is a problem. You know what I mean? This is a problem for City. If he can't figure out how to beat Chelsea, they're back-to-back champions. If he can't figure out how to beat them, that's a problem. You know what I mean? And this is the best team he's had. You know, and I thought about Ruby Mace, and even though she had a great game, I was like, damn, she's only 18, right? And she was having to face Pernille Harder. I was saying, like, damn, Pernille has like at least 11 years on her, and she did a stellar job. And I was super impressed with her because she was busy up and down, and she had to create a lot more. Alex kind of stepped back, and remember, they're both Virgos. Ruby Mace and Alex Greenwood are Virgos. Both Virgo zodiac, so she took a lot more of the game on her. It was going a lot more. Lucy had a lot of action as well as Demi, and they didn't get hemp in those dangerous positions as much, and to be able to attack Chelsea, running at Chelsea. We got to see some from Jess Park. We didn't really get to see her too much on the ball. Bunny had an opportunity in the first as well, just slightly, and I was surprised he actually bought Bunny off in the second half. I was like, fam, what are you doing, fam? What are you doing? I swear, this boy Taylor, bro. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know if City can win a Champions League with this guy Taylor. Unfortunately, it's tough right now. It's tough. I'm giving him the rest of the season. He has to help City get to the Champions League. He has to do that. That's his mission. That is his mission. He has to get a team out there that can perform and get to that 3rd position Champions League. If not, I don't know what City are doing with him. You give him the rest of this. If you let him another year, nah, fam, that can't happen. That can't happen. And that's just my opinion. If people can have their own opinions, create their own YouTube, and say what they want to say on their own platforms. This is just how I feel. This is too good of a team, too talented of a team that they're not making Champions League. And you have United and Tottenham above them. Like, come on, fam. That just can't happen. That just can't happen. I don't know what's going on. But City are in, let me see something real quick. Yeah, City are in a tough position right now because they're going to have some difficult matches. United are going to be itching to get back into winning form. We play United back-to-back, and then we play Chelsea in the final. So hopefully they can redeem themselves and get a trophy. But United is the next mission for City, and hopefully it is a Manchester derby, man. It's a Manchester derby. It's bragging rights, okay? So they have to shift their focus to United, and it's gonna be hopefully a good game. Hopefully we get to see some goals. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this match. Hopefully City can figure it out. Hopefully everything will be all right. It's still, in a way, we're like in the second quarter. Like we're like, I would say we're already at halftime, maybe the start of the third quarter, and things are getting real intense. And so anyways, thank y'all once again for tuning in to Anita's Joint, hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. This is my recap for Chelsea and Manchester City. I'm your girl, Anita, flying high, flying out of this third dimensional reality, and I'll see you on the next one. This is